Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motor Cars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition, and is it a beauty, a 1954 Corvette. Boy, you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we're going to do a cold start, we're going to do a walk around and give you more of the details of this really remarkable automobile. Second year for Corvettes. Remember, 1953 being the first, 54 being the second. Yes, you can also find all our information. If you click on the link in the description, it'll take you right to our website. And our website being www.ellingsonmotorcars.com. Now, when you click on that link, you will have also access to the pricing of this car, information on this car, and we have over 100 additional collector car vehicles on our sales floor at this very moment, one of which could be the car of your dreams sitting right here. Just take a look at our website and check that out. But let's get back to a 1954 Corvette. You know what? 1953 was kind of a very special year for GM. Back in 1952, they had the Motorama, and they came out with all these neat, novel ideas for new cars, from everywhere from the Cadillac Eldorado to the Corvette to the Fiesta, Oldsmobile, to the Buick Skylark, all these really neat special cars. And in reality, GM actually produced them in 1953. So 1953, they only made 300 Corvettes, all of which were Polo White. And that was about the only options that you could have on those things. They came with a 6-cylinder engine with the 3 carburetors on it. That was just the way they came in 1953. Well, 1954, they were going to try to keep the cars pretty much basic. They were, of course, fiberglass. Fiberglass was a new innovation and something they were trying to do that maybe could make a difference in production costs or different ways to make cars more appealing or whatever. It was a very innovative idea. In 1954, they actually made 3,640 of them versus 300, many of which were still the Polo White. Everything else was pretty much the same. Few color ones, not very many, but again, they were just really getting started with the way these cars were. The 6-cylinder engine was not really a great performance car, but it was kind of a novelty, with the 3 carburetors. It just really had an interesting look. The blue flame, as the word they used on the side of the motor on the valve cover, really was special. All the 53s and 54s came with Powerglide automatic transmissions. Now, by having an automatic transmission, it was a little easier for some people to drive because not everybody knew how to drive a stick. So in ease of drivability, the automatic transmission was a big plus, if you know what I'm talking about. The other things in 54 that were a little different, they did a few little changes with the carburetor, air filters and air cleaners, and they made a little modification to the tail exhaust, the dual exhaust that came out through the back of the car, which was really a novel idea at that time. They made them a little bit longer because that way the exhaust went a little farther away from the car. Just one of those little trivia facts that people oftentimes don't know about. But yes, these were all convertibles. They were trying to come up with a car that would be competitive with some of the European cars of the era, to have the 2-seaters and whatnot. Obviously, they came out a little ahead of the time of the Thunderbird. Now, when you look at this car, beautiful white Polo White, red interior, beige top. That was another one that changed, another option they came out with, a beige convertible top, canvas top that clicks right on top, and away you go. Nice thing about these cars, they still have a trunk. So if you are inclined to want to haul stuff, or you want a set of golf clubs or whatever, it's kind of nice to have a trunk area, because later on some of the Corvettes, of course, did not have trunks. But anyway, this one does. Don't you love the rock guards over the headlights? I mean, it really is something that you would see on a race car in some of the Grand Prix races overseas or whatever, the Le Mans or whatever. That was one of those things that really kind of gave it that distinctive look. And of course, down the side of the car, the chrome goes that. The white wall, wide white walls with the full hubcaps with the red coloring in there, and the spinner. Just a really nice look to this car when you look at it that way. But let's take a little closer look, because like I said, we've got the blue flame 6 and the 3 carburetors. You got the Powerglide automatic transmission with a shifter on the floor. But look at the dash. I mean, it kind of is reminiscent of kind of a cockpit, lots of instrumentation. Speedometer goes to 140 miles an hour. When you think of that, 1954, that would have been a pretty fast car of any sort in 1954. But this particular car comes with all the gauges so you can actually monitor what your car is doing. Again, one of those throwbacks to automotive racing heritage, if you will. Don't you just love the steering wheel? I mean, the red with the white. Well, they did have one option on these things. It does have an AM radio. One of those things that, I don't know how good you could hear it back in those days. They just had a little speaker system, but it was something that was, you know, another one of those options. And the rear view mirror is mounted on the dash for looking out the back. Like I said, the top is something easy. Push a button, this panel flips up, top goes up, clips on right to the windshield, so it's not so bad. The other thing, if you notice, there are no door handles. Yes, it's all on the inside. That's the way that they had it. Again, give it more of a smooth line, and that's the way they were trying to get the Corvette to be. And look how long the Corvette is still popular today. I mean, think 1954 to our day and age, oh my gosh, they've really gone through a lot of transition, and they're still fiberglass for the most part. That's one of the really neat, innovative things that Chevrolet did come up with. Like I said, beautiful red vinyl interior, the red carpet, all that stuff is in really, really nice shape on this particular car. Now, you can find all of our cars on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. You know, give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it very much. Gives you opportunity to look at our current inventory, cars that we've had in the past as well. You know, check those sites out, and we appreciate it very much. Well, the other question that everyone always asks, you know, the videos are great, really gives me great details. You notice how nicely the car has been detailed under the hood, interior's nice, but I have to come and look in person. I mean, I get it. That's one of those things. This is a investment, to say the least, because these are rather valuable cars. You just don't see them very often, and there's only so many of them to go around. A lot more Corvette lovers out there in the world than these are available. So if you need one to add to your collection, maybe this is the one. So if you want to come and look at it in person, come on down to Ellingson's. We are open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5, and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. Anytime you buy any kind of a collector car, it's always our strong recommendation that you join the club. Join the Corvette club in this case, or join the Thunderbird club, or the Chrysler club, whatever. It's really a good place to get information, have camaraderie with people who have the same interests as you do and whatnot. Just a really good thing to do. The other thing that we can always say is give us a call. If you got a question, you say, I got some additional questions that weren't answered in the video or online or whatever. Our phone number is 763-428-7337, and we will do our very best to answer any and all questions you have on any of our vehicles currently in stock. Now, if you're, say, I live in Texas and I need this car delivered, I mean, how do we do that? We have several sources for that as well. We can lead you to those, and we can help with that arrangement, to say the least. The other thing is, you know, I went to my local bank. They have no idea what to do on a 1954 Corvette, or for that matter, any collector vehicle. We also have several venues that we can lead you to that will help, and they're familiar with the financing of the collector car world, if you will. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to want to, again, watch this video all the way from start to finish, because we're going to start this thing up. It really has a nice throaty sound with that dual exhaust and whatnot, even for the 6-cylinder. You know, probably wasn't the fastest one in the world, but I'll tell you what, when's the last time you seen one of these driving down the road? Man, you would be king of the hill driving one of these to the local golf course, or out for ice cream or whatever. It'd be great, and anyone can, like I say, jump in this car and drive it. So again, thank you for watching our video. We appreciate it very much, and we'll see you next time at EllingsonMotorcars.com.